ask you the same thing I asked Damian then. When you see your team there for about the first 30, 32 minutes of that game, it seemed like you were there on the catch like every single time. How tough does that make it for an offensive player to get what he wants?
Well, I mean, it makes a big difference. It just does. And we're not playing – it's not like we're playing 10 guys. But we're playing enough guys where they're rested, they're playing hard, they're starting to believe it. You know, we've shown them ever since, you know, you look at those first 5 games and how bad we were defensively, what the percentage teams were shooting, all that stuff, and where we've worked our way back into, you know, being in the top half, even defensively, is incredible, number one. But because every time we've gotten better defensively, you see what it's done to our winning, and that's what we have to be about, and our kids are starting to believe that.
How much did that defense kind of flow into some shot making there?
Well, it helped. I mean, obviously we were very bad offensively the first 10, 12 minutes of the game. It was a rock fight. But our defense, you know, when we're playing bad offensively and we're winning, there's a part of me that just loves that. You know, you go into half and we're not even at 1 point per possession. There were 34 possessions. We had 30 points. They had 22. That's how you win. That's how you win, because you'll loosen up offensively if you know, and we did, like you say, about the first 32, and then we started messing around because the game got a little bit out of hand, and that's when I lose my mind. Turn the ball over. They end up shooting 52% in the second half. All those possessions are important for a lot of reasons. For your net, if you tie with somebody, you just can't. Every possession has to be important, and it's hard for anybody. I don't want to say it's hard for young men. It's hard for anybody when you realize the outcome is over and you just kind of take a deep breath, and then that's when you do crazy stuff like we did.
That's why you call a timeout with 6 minutes left after that one sequence, right?
Yeah, because they ran the same play over and over, and it was simple what they were doing, but we just couldn't get it figured out. So I just drew it up for them and said, here's what they're running. Here's how we got it. But, you know, then we go back out there and we give up a layup. So
Drew hitting some threes in the second half in particular.
Us making threes the last 2 games has been big for us. I mean, we're shooting over 50% the last 2 games, and you know, it helps. It makes things easier because teams have just packed it in on us because we're one of the worst shooting teams in the league. But you take a look at what we've done the past 2 games. Our guys are starting to settle down. We're shooting the ball better. Our guys are getting in the gym extra time doing that, and it's making a difference. It makes a big difference for us offensively.
Much more confidence is this team playing with than maybe it had before the streak started?
Well, I mean, you can answer that. I mean, that's already a question you already know the answer to a lot. I mean, you know, we're going into every game now thinking we're supposed to win versus because you'll play the way you see yourself. You just will. You know, you see yourself having no chance. You'll try to give up a fight, but if it's deep down inside of you, you don't believe you can win, you won't. And now we go into every game thinking we're the team to beat, and that's a good spot to be in. That doesn't mean you win every one of them, but you know, you look at our last 9 games, really our last 10, even though we lost to Belmont. That's kind of when things change for us, and so you know, to be 0-5 and get it back to 500 is it's incredible. It's incredible. It's great to see for our guys.
How eager you see what this team can do in a rematch at Bradley Wednesday night?
Well, you know, the first time we played them was when we were a disaster. We were a mess. They destroyed us, and they're good. I mean, they're good offensively, defensively. They've had a little bit of a dip. Everybody does. I mean, you know, they all happen at different times, but very rarely can a team just play great. And so even if you have experienced kids, it's hard to do. It's a long season. You go through ups and downs, and you know, but you have older kids. They tend to fight through it better. But you know, we've been good on the road. You know, it's an incredible stat that the home team has lost more games than the road team in league this year so far. Coming in today, I think it was what was it?
38 and 40.
Yeah, 38 home wins and 40 road wins. That's incredible. I mean, everybody's played well on the road.
Especially this team you beat here today was 5-1 in the league.
They're a great road team. They've been a great road team and struggled at home.
Coach, I want to know, what did you tell your players at halftime? Because they came out, you know, with way more confidence, playing way harder than they did in the first half.
Yeah, we just talked about winning the first 2 4-minute segments, like increasing the lead, and we felt like if we could do that, you know, they'll break. And we were close. That happened at Evansville too. We came out and started second half because we've struggled a little bit to start second halves. In the last 2 games, we've been really good with leads. So that's a very good sign for me because it's hard to do emotionally. It's hard to do.
Early in the game too, how big were your contributions off the bench from Sykes and
Great.
Alikbe in terms of what they were able to provide, not just Sykes offense and Alikbe on the boards,
Yep.
rim protection.
Rollins played good. Sykes played almost half the game. They allow us to be versatile, bigger, stronger, more athletic with bringing those guys off the bench. So, they both did a great job.